What's the pettiest reason someone has ever called the police on you? My upstairs neighbor, Mrs. Chandler, had been complaining about my loud footsteps for months. I live alone, work from home, and barely walk around my apartment. It started 3 months ago when she left a passive-aggressive note on my door about excessive noise during quiet hours. The thing is, I'm a freelance graphic designer who works late nights and sleeps until noon. I knocked on her door to apologize and explain my schedule. She opened it halfway, glared at me, and said, "Some people need to sleep at normal times," before slamming it shut. The complaints escalated quickly. First, it was notes under my door every few days. Then she started texting me at random hours with messages like, "Can you please walk quieter?" and "My ceiling is shaking." I bought thick rugs for my entire apartment and started wearing slippers everywhere. The complaints continued. 2 weeks ago, she cornered me in the hallway holding her phone like she was recording. "I'm reporting every noise violation," she announced. "My lawyer says I have a case for harassment." I tried reasoning with her again. "Mrs. Chandler, I've carpeted my whole place and I barely walk around. What exactly am I doing wrong?" She pointed at my door. "You're doing it on purpose to spite me because I complained. Last Tuesday was when things got completely insane. I was sitting at my desk working on a logo design when the banging started, like someone hitting my ceiling with a baseball bat. My phone buzzed. Mrs. Chandler, "Stop stomping around!" I looked down at myself sitting in my desk chair, feet flat on the floor. I hadn't moved in 2 hours except to reach for my coffee. I took a photo of myself at my desk with the timestamp visible on my computer screen and sent it to her. She replied immediately, "Don't lie to me. I can hear you jumping." The banging got louder. My downstairs neighbor even texted asking if everything was okay upstairs. I called the building manager, but he said unless there was property damage, neighbor disputes weren't his problem. 30 minutes later, the banging stopped. I thought maybe Mrs. Chandler had finally calmed down. Then my buzzer rang. It was the police. I buzzed them up, genuinely confused. 2 officers stood in my hallway looking tired. The older one spoke first. "We got a call about intentional noise harassment. Someone says you've been jumping on your floor to torment your upstairs neighbor." I stared at them. "Jumping on my floor? Your neighbor filed a formal complaint. She says this has been going on for months, and today you were deliberately stomping to retaliate against her." I invited them inside, explaining the whole situation as they looked around my carpeted apartment. "She claims you're doing this intentionally to keep her awake," the younger officer said. "I work from home and barely leave this chair most days," I replied. "Plus, I sleep until noon, so keeping people awake at night would be pretty weird for me." The older officer asked me to demonstrate my normal walking. I walked from my desk to the kitchen and back, just regular footsteps on thick carpet. "That's it?" he asked. "That's it." He made notes on his pad. "That's just normal walking. Your neighbor made it sound like you were deliberately making noise." That's when we heard it. Loud thuds. The sound was coming from directly above us, loud enough that we all looked up at the ceiling. "Is that?" the younger officer started. "Mrs. Chandler doing her afternoon workout," I said. "She does this every single day at 2 p.m. It sounded like someone doing jumping jacks or running in place. The officers exchanged glances. "So let me get this straight," the older one said slowly. "She called us about your noise while she's up there doing that?" "Every day for the past 3 months, I confirmed. The younger officer shook his head. "Ma'am, I think we need to go have a conversation with your neighbor." "Good luck," I said. He went upstairs to have a chat with Mrs. Chandler. Haven't heard any complaints since.